name is Atala McLawrence, and I am the assistant principal over the Innovative Interactive Technology program. I am super excited that you have expressed an interest in our program, our IIT program. Please join me as we go a little deeper to know more about the three pathways that we offer here at Suncoast High School. Innovative Interactive Technology, IIT program at Suncoast High School. What is IIT? The IIT program provides students with the opportunity to pursue a career-specific pathways within a challenging high school curriculum. Students choose one of the three pathways to develop career-related skills and earn industry certifications. The different pathways are commercial digital photography, drafting and design technology, game simulation, and animation programming. Eligibility requirements for IIT. There are no academic eligibility requirements for acceptance into the IIT program in grade 9. However, students must maintain a 2.0 GPA and a semester grade of a C in their pathway classes to remain in the program. Students choosing the IIT program should be prepared for rigorous core and pathway classes, honors, advanced placement, and college-level coursework, a steady stream of reading, homework, and projects. Suncoast High School is a full choice, meaning all programs require academic effort and discipline to complete successfully. The IIT program is easy compared to other Suncoast programs. IIT students are required to take on rigorous coursework. If I got an A in middle school, the IIT program will be easy. Proficiency in middle school is important, but managing time for independent study and practice takes on new meaning. Adding the IBCP course load to IBDP course load is a possibility. Questions to ask before applying. What is the right pathway for me? You cannot change your pathway once you have selected. Think about your strengths and interests. Am I up to the challenge of honors and college-level coursework? Be realistic about how much time and effort you devote to your studies. Plan for time management and balance. All students can be successful when they choose to recognize their challenges, work hard, and utilize resources like lunchtime and after-school tutorial. Commercial digital photography. The 4-year track program for photography, Photography 1, Research Paper, Photography Fundamentals, Portfolio, and Photography 2, Art Display Boards, College and Professional Portfolio Creation, and Photography 3, Applications for Photography Positions in the Industry. Industry Certification, Trainings and Opportunity. Adobe Certified Associate with Adobe Shop CC, creation of professional portfolios, job application training, real-world business creation and sales, internet marketing, internships. Now take a look at some of our students' work in photography. The next few slides you will see our student work.
I am Mr. Kevin Lumley. I teach the game simulation and animation programming courses at Suncoast. A little bit about what is game simulation and animation programming. Students will learn how to program and apply their programming skills to game development. Students will also be able to play video games to learn about video game development, but when it is classwork related, not going to have total free reign of playing video games. Goal is to create a fully playable video game by the end of the senior year. A little bit about the 4 years of the program. The first year is called Foundations. Students will learn about the game industry, a bit about the history and the goings-on of today. Then they'll have an introduction to game development and programming. And then we'll also dive a little bit into storyboarding. The second year, design students will study game composition And also we'll be introduced to the C# programming language with the Unity video game engine. And then we'll also cover some 2D animation. In the third year of the course programming, we continue with C# programming in the Unity engine and explore 3D modeling a bit. In the fourth year of the program, called multi-user programming, students continue to learn more advanced C# programming in Unity. Also, they get an introduction to multiplayer game development in Unity, a little bit about team development and working as a group, and a capstone project, which will be a completed video game product. Some suggested skills and interests for the game and simulation pathway. Creativity. Have a passion for creating things. You'll need to develop this over time, so the sooner you start, the better. Learn how to sketch. Not a requirement for the course to learn how to sketch well, but if you are particularly interested in the visual art side, practicing is quite good. Items in the world around you are important. Practicing drawing things and learn some basic art skills. Though these courses do focus on programming, we will be creating some 2D and 3D art. And stories. Part of game design is storytelling, so if you're interested in that aspect, totally learn how to write well, and we'll be applying that to some story writing. Another suggested skill, logic. Develop your logic abilities. Learn to break down systems. Some questions to consider. How do the game mechanics of the games you play work? How do items get applied? How do fights take place if the game involves fights? How are objectives achieved? We're going to go all the way into the back end through the years, and by the end, students will be able to derive the logical process behind how various mechanics are created. And definitely work on problem solving. Programming is all about solving a problem step by step. We take larger problems, break them down into simpler, short steps, and apply tools that we learn to solving those individual steps. So totally work on solving problems in a step-by-step manner. Logic is going to be very useful in this course. So what tools have students used in Game and Sim? Which the tools used may vary from year to year, but the learning concepts are consistent. In previous years, we have used the Construct 3 engine briefly. It's a very versatile 2D game engine, runs entirely in a Chrome browser, which was really good for distance learning on Chromebooks. Pretty gentle introduction to coding. Between this, I usually switch between this or Minecraft Education Edition, which has a coding element to it. So we'll either be starting off with an engine like this, which uses a visual cause and effect system, or Minecraft Education Edition coding in there. It's also a visual block-based code system. So we'll start students off gently, which pretty good. So to focus on the coding logic now, without having to deal with the complications of all the text coding, like typing the right character at the right time, the syntax and whatnot. We've also used GameMaker Studio 2 in the past. Very popular 2D game engine, quite a few quality games made, great multi-platform support, and is kind of a bridge between using a visual system and straight typing text for code. So there's a node-based system in here. There's also technically a drag and drop coding aspect. But with this, I started off students learning their JavaScript-like language called GameMaker language. And the Unity game engine, widely used 2D and 3D game engine. Many major studios have used it and continue to use it. Microsoft, Nintendo, etc. And lots of independent developers. Very excellent scalable engine where if you want to work in a very large team to come out with a AAA product, or if you want to work alone and create a small product, or work with any number of people creating whatever scale of a product for an interactive video experience that you want to create. And the code editor for Unity that we are going to be using in the courses is Microsoft Visual Studio. Students will learn programming in C#. with Microsoft Visual Studio. And yeah, that'll be pure text, and which is good that we transition from some simpler visual languages all the way to professional, fully text-based languages. And we have used storyboarding software in the past, though from this point forward, we'll likely not use the dedicated software, as there's a lot of content I want to go over in the 4 years, and don't want to spend too much time learning dedicated software. We could use other software to go over the concepts of storyboarding without focusing too much on it. So yeah, we will be going over storyboarding, though. And 2D animation. There are various softwares that we could use for 2D animation. Toon Boom Harmony I've used in the past. Adobe Animate is great 2D animation software. Part of the Blender animation software that's primarily for 3D modeling. They also have an element called Grease Pencil, which is designed for 2D. So we'll likely be using one of those. Or any of the other. There's plenty of really excellent animation software to use for learning animation, 2D animation. And Blender 3D, excellent software for 3D modeling and 3D animation, used by quite a few studios and game developers. Its competitor that's most notable would be Autodesk. They have Autodesk 3D Max and Autodesk Maya, which is great software and very well used in the industry, though quite expensive. And Blender 3D is excellent and is very comparable to the other software, and it's open source, freely accessible for everyone to use. So as far as starting out and learning the concepts could be applied here to other modeling software as well. But excellent starting point and software that can be used in the future for students on professional products too. Industry certifications do offer some, and they've been changing from year to year. We had some Microsoft ones and some Toon Boom ones in the past. For the program as of right now, we're focusing on Unity certifications for the Unity engine. First, we start off with the Unity Certified User Programmer certification. And then we move into the Unity Certified User Artist, which we kind of study for the same material at the same time, mostly focusing on the programming, but we do deal a lot with manipulating art in the engine. And then later on in the courses, the Unity Certified Associate exam, which is a more advanced exam that pulls together more advanced programming and visual elements together. And having one of these certification shows evidence of a minimal competency in using the software efficiently, which is helpful when wanting to be competitive and showing evidence that you're capable of using the software. Some questions, frequently asked questions. Do I need a powerful home computer for coursework? No. At school, we have PCs with the necessary hardware and software. And then as of last school year, we've obtained dedicated Windows laptops for students that students are able to take home. So they could do the work on, they could bring the laptop to school, use the desktop at school, use the laptop at home. Excellent. Can anyone learn to code? Yes, anyone can learn. Video game programming is difficult for some to grasp. Programming in general can be difficult for some to grasp, but then when you apply it to video games, there are many other layers to consider. But yeah, however, with practice and using logical thinking, many students learn how to code and program for video games very well. It's all about putting in the time and effort and heavy emphasis on the logical thinking. Can I play video games during class? So as mentioned earlier, there are times when it is appropriate for learning, such as studying game design, testing games that we create. Otherwise, if you just want to play games, Suncoast currently does have a club for that. Should I take this course if I'm looking for an easy elective? Not going to be easy per se, but if you put in time and effort, the coursework is very manageable. There is a lot of content to go over. I highly recommend students come into each class session willing to work and willing to express their creativity and ready to think logically.
If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact Suncoast High School Choice Office. Thank you for your interest in the IIT program here at Suncoast. Thank you.